Friends, welcome to Biology Made Easy. We are discussing the different Mendelian disorders. In the previous video, we have discussed sickle cell anemia, and today in this video, we'll discuss another 3 to 4 also the genetic disorders. And the first one that we'll discuss is the thalassemia. Now, thalassemia, it is a Greek word that is derived from the word thalassa, which means sea. That means from this the word thalassemia has been come. That means sea. That means people who live around seas and mostly the Mediterranean Sea, they suffer from this disease that is known as thalassemia. So this thalassemia, it is also an autosomal recessive disorder, and it is usually caused due to a mutation, or you can call specifically a deletion of the genes, that control its synthesis. And what it synthesizes? Usually this is caused due to the hemoglobin, and already we know that the hemoglobin it has two different types of chains. Two are alpha chains and two are beta chains. Due to mutation or deletion, what happens? These chains cannot be synthesized. So automatically what will happen? There will be decrease in the amount of hemoglobin. As a result, what will happen? The hemoglobin content is low. It is low, and usually the RBCs are small, so we can call it is microcytic, and they also look pale, and we can call it as hypochromic, and they are also short-lived. That means these chains, these polypeptide chains cannot be completely synthesized. As a result, the amount of hemoglobin content decreases, the RBCs become small, they become pale, and they become short-lived. This results in the disease that is thalassemia. Now, here one question comes to mind. We have discussed about in the sickle cell hemoglobin, we have discussed that is also due to this hemoglobin. But what is the difference? In case of sickle cell anemia, what happens? The normal hemoglobin is converted to sickle cell hemoglobin. But in case of thalassemia, the normal hemoglobin is same. The hemoglobin is same. Then why the person is suffering from the disease? In case of sickle cell anemia, the normal hemoglobin changes to sickle cell hemoglobin. That means it is a qualitative change. But in case of thalassemia, the hemoglobin of the normal adult is same, but the amount of hemoglobin is less. So it is a quantitative change, while this is a qualitative change. That is very important. Now the next thing is this thalassemia, depending upon which chain is affected. The thalassemia is mainly of two types. It may be alpha thalassemia or it may be beta thalassemia. Sometimes also delta thalassemia is there. So if we discuss the first one, the alpha thalassemia. So it is mostly caused by two closely linked genes, that is HBA1 and HBA2, and both of them are present in chromosome number. They are present in chromosome number 16. That means when there is a defect in these two linked genes present in chromosome 16, then this alpha thalassemia is caused, because these genes are responsible for synthesis of alpha chains. So in this case, this alpha thalassemia is also known as thalassemia minor. Thalassemia minor, because the symptoms of thalassemia, they are not so severe. But the second one is beta thalassemia. It is also known as thalassemia major, or it is also known as Cooley's anemia. Cooley's anemia, because Cooley is the name of the discoverer. Discoverer, that is, it is also known as Cooley's anemia, and in this case there is a single gene. Here there are two genes, but here there is a single gene, that is HBB, and this is present in chromosome number 11. So in this case, if this person who is suffering from this thalassemia, if he will be in heterozygous condition, then it will be minor thalassemia. If it will be in homozygous condition, then it will be major thalassemia, which we can call Cooley's anemia. The name Cooley is the name of the discoverer. So these are the two types, main types. But there is also sometimes a third type, and the third type is also known as delta thalassemia. This is also due to the gene, that is SBD, and this SBD is present on chromosome number 11. But this is very rare, but these two are very common, and out of these two, this beta thalassemia is more dangerous, and all these are caused due to the autosomal recessive disorders. So this is about thalassemia. Next, let us discuss about another disease, that is phenylketonuria. So phenylketonuria is shortly also known as PKU, and this is also an autosomal recessive disorder. So the next is phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria, in short it is also known as PKU. Now usually this phenylketonuria, the genes, it is an autosomal recessive disorder. It is also present in chromosome number 12. In this case, what happens? The defect lies due to non-synthesis of a particular enzyme, and that enzyme is phenylalanine hydroxylase. Usually what happens, the phenylalanine is converted to tyrosine. and for this conversion it requires the enzyme. The enzyme is phenylalanine hydroxylase. Now, if this enzyme cannot be synthesized due to defect in the gene, that means the phenylalanine cannot be converted to tyrosine for further metabolic reactions. As a result, what will happen? This phenylalanine will be converted to phenyl pyruvic acid and other derivatives. So when these things will be accumulated in the body, it will result in mental retardation. That means this is the symptom of phenylketonuria. So this is about the phenylketonuria, and this enzyme is responsible for the non-synthesis of this enzyme, which is present in the chromosome number 12, that is responsible. Then another one we'll discuss, that is Alkaptonuria. Now this is also an example of autosomal recessive disorder. And here what happens, again due to defect of one gene. Usually what happens, so homogentic acid is converted to different compounds which will enter into TCA cycle or Krebs cycle, and finally it will be converted to carbon dioxide water. And this conversion of homogentic acid, this is also known as alkapton. Now this conversion of this alkapton or homogentic acid to the different compounds which are entered into Krebs cycle, that is done by one enzyme, that is homogentic oxidase. Now, if this enzyme cannot be synthesized, then homogentic acid or alkapton cannot be converted to compounds which will enter into Krebs cycle and finally will break down. As a result, what will happen? Now, this homogentic acid or alkapton will be accumulated. It will be accumulated in the body and it will be excreted through urine. Now, when this urine comes in contact with the oxygen, it will turn black. That means black urine is the major symptom of this alkaptonuria, and it is due to accumulation of this homogentic acid, which is not converted to other compounds due to non-synthesis of homogentic acid oxidase. You have to remember these enzymes because they are important for examination point of view. Then the next disease that we'll discuss is cystic fibrosis. So this is also autosomal recessive disorder. So the next one that we'll discuss is cystic fibrosis. So cystic fibrosis is also an example of autosomal recessive disorder. And the genes for this is usually present in chromosome number 7, and this is the most lethal disease. Why it occurs? It occurs due to deletion of three bases. Three bases, it's better to write the deletion of three bases. So when there is a deletion of three bases, what happens? Usually in the pancreas, there is a cyst formation, and ultimately in the pancreas, then cyst formation, and there is a defective glycoprotein, and this defective glycoprotein ultimately leads to thick skin, or we can call it this thick mucus in skin, lungs, pancreas, and also liver. And another important thing, what happens, the person who suffer from the cystic fibrosis, the main defect is that is choline transport mechanism fails. This is very, very important. And as a result of this, what will happen? The person who is suffering from this cystic fibrosis, his sweat is salty, his body is salty, and if you give a kiss to the child who is suffering from cystic fibrosis, your kiss also will turn salty. These are the main symptoms of this cystic fibrosis, and it is also very lethal because all these organs are affected. Then we'll discuss another very small one, that is albinism. So this albinism is also autosomal recessive disorder, and it is usually present in the gene is present in chromosome number 11, and some another also present in chromosome number 15. And here, why this albinism happens? If we could, due to lack of enzyme tyrosinase. Because in our body, what happens? The tyrosine is converted to melanin. So this melanin is our body pigment, and this tyrosine converted to melanin in presence of enzyme tyrosinase. Now, if due to defective gene this tyrosinase cannot be synthesized, that means tyrosine cannot be converted to melanin. That means there is no body pigment. That means the body will look white. That is known as albinism. So here we have discussed 5 different types of diseases, and all are autosomal recessive disorders. They are coming under Mendelian disorders. The other things we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you very much for watching it. God bless you. Have a good day.